anatomy. So, but first, have you subscribed yet? Have you? And also ring the notification bell and also thumbs up or thumbs down if you don't like this video. So let's start. So Kinde will be asking me questions and also I'll be asking questions and we'll be telling each other the answers. Let's see how much we have learned. You can also do it with your siblings meanwhile. Okay. So how many systems are in our body? There are 8 major systems. Correct. And we will mention them all.
The nervous system, the endocrine system, this one I think you haven't heard of. The skeletal system, we have a video about that. Check it out if you want to know more about the skeletal system. The urinary system, we also have a video about that. Check it out. So then there's the immune system. We have a video about that. Check that out. The lymphatic system comes in number 7, and number 8 is our
respiratory system.
system.
That's all the systems, the major important systems. But there's also there's also some that we have left out that are not that major.
Like the reproductive system, how your mom and dad have babies. So it's not really major.
So now we know the 8 major ones. And there's also the nervous system, which is also one of the not major ones because it's just nerves and your brain. Just two things in your body working together.
And I want to tell you that your body systems act like co-workers doing their job. They work together
to make one goal for your life. So let's just start with a time in your life that almost all the systems work together. Let's use this system. You're feeling so scared because you didn't read for a test, and now your teacher is giving you the test. Your heart starts pumping, adrenaline. That's from the endocrine system, and now your heart starts pumping very hard. That is the circulatory system. You start becoming nervous, and that's your brain telling your body that they should sweat.
And as the brain is telling the body, it is the nerve.
A system.
New system. And as you are trying to solve the problems, you're using your hand, and your hand has bones. Next system.
There's many systems just working together to do one goal. So that's how they work together.
So it's time for the next question. So Sarah, what is the main function of your eye?
The main function of your eye is to see the things around you.
Okay, Sarah. So how many intestines do we have?
We have 2 intestines. The large intestine, which is large because of its expanded walls, and the small intestine that is really, really long.
And it's longer than the large intestine. Now they should call the small intestine
the long intestine,
and the large intestine
the short intestine. And also, here's a trivia. Did you know that your large intestine is also called your colon? So if your parents say that this will clean your colon, actually what they are meaning is saying this will clean your large intestine. So don't confuse those two. Understand?
Okay. So it's time for the next question. So Sarah, what is the main function of your spleen?
The main function of your spleen is to hold all of your organs most of the time, and also to hold the rib cage, and also to have the spinal cord, which is a very important part of your nervous system because it's just made out of nerves
And bones.
The bones carry the nerves and make sure that they are safe so that they can send messages around the body. So that was a good question.
Okay, the next question is, what is the bone that covers your heart and lungs and protects them?
That's easy. It is the rib cage. Watch our bone video and we will talk more about the rib cage because it protects everything.
But it could still be damaged. So
Be careful.
I want to tell you what can damage it. As you can recall in the other video, it could be powerful sneezes, some injuries inside
The car.
and also sports. If you get a serious injury from sports, it might hurt your rib cage.
So that's just some things, but there's many others. So it's both protective and delicate at the same time.
So, Sarah, what is the strongest bone in your body?
Wow, that one is a really hard one. It can either be the femur or the tibia. I say it's the femur.
Correct. The answer is the femur. It's the longest and heaviest bone in your body.
And it's also strong. It's a very strong bone.
It helps you to walk, jump, and even lie down.
Most of the time, it supports your whole body weight. That's on top of it. So it's really strong.
It's awesome.
Strong bone. Next.
So the next question is, what system helps you to breathe in our body?
It's called the respiratory system. And if you didn't know what respiratory means, it's just breathing in and breathing out. Just think breathe in, breathe out. That's what the respiratory system actually does.
Okay, here's the next question. Can you name all of the organs that work inside the respiratory system?
That's the nose, or either the mouth, but mostly the nose, the trachea, or also the windpipe. More on the respiratory system, watch that video so that you understand what I'm talking about. After that, there's the lungs, the most important part. And then sometimes the heart joins in because the lungs and the heart do two important things. The heart gives the lungs deoxygenated blood to give it oxygen and send to the rest of the body. So it's an accessory organ.
But have you ever saw those pictures of the heart on Instagram or Google? That one part of the heart is blue and the blood coming out of that area is blue? That's not true. All blood is red, but the deoxygenated blood is dark red. And the oxygenated blood is a very light red.
So don't think when your blood is coming to your heart is blue and then when it comes out is red. No. them to think that. They just use that for illustration so that you know the difference between them. Understand?
Because of they're the same color.
So that was a good question.
So what is the most longest of the intestines in your body? You guys maybe have heard about it.
It is the small intestine, as we told you.
They're very small walls, but extremely long.
Now, it's time for me to ask you questions. My first question is, what is the largest organ in our body?
I take it as the large intestine.
Actually, you're wrong. It's the skin.
The skin is the largest barrier of your body, and it is somehow part of the immune system. Just just a thin line of defense, and it makes the immune cells ready for battle.
It just blocks whatever is coming into the body before it does anything like naughty business. So that is actually watch our immune video so that you understand what we are talking about.
Okay, it's time for the next question.
The next question is, what is the heaviest organ inside our body?
I guess that is the brain.
Actually, the brain is not the heaviest. Actually, it's not the heaviest, but one of the lightest. Actually, the heaviest is the liver.
Okay, so a punch to the liver might be fatal due to that the liver is delicate and it's a very important part of your body. So don't allow it to happen to you.
Each year, the liver gets more and more important
to humankind.
So that means that the liver is really important to us. It helps us in many things, and it's an accessory organ. It doesn't have its own system. It's an accessory organ to the digestive system. It gives it bile, and bile is what breaks down food in your large intestine and small intestine.
Okay, it's time for the next question.
The next question is, what is the lightest of all the inner organs?
That has to be the skeletal system.
No, the skeletal system is wrong. Actually, it's the lungs.
The lungs are part of the respiratory system. Watch our respiratory system video to know more. And the lungs can breathe in and out due to the diaphragm. You can watch that on our diaphragm video,
which is still part of the respiratory system. But it was so good at its work that we had to give it its own video. So, if you didn't know, the diaphragm is just like a thick part of skin that is just like a flat organ that is under your lungs. It doesn't seem much, but it's really important for breathing. You think your lungs just collects air and push it out? No. It's the diaphragm that does that.
When you breathe in, the diaphragm pushes your lung, goes down, and then makes space for the lungs to inflate. And then when you're breathing out, It goes up and makes no space for the lungs to breathe in. So they breathe out anyway. And the cycle goes again and again.
So that's how your lungs breathe in and out.
And it's a very, very unnoticeable system, like other systems, like your heart pumping, the circulatory system, and also the nervous system.
This important organ has been forgotten by many people, and many people don't think it's useful, but actually it's vital.
Okay, it's time for the next question.
The next question is, how many valves does the heart has? Valves are like close and open doors. Like in your school, you have some doors, like this one that closes and can only open in one way, but your doors can open in any way.
So the doors inside the heart, there are only 4 of them. Isn't enough for a school, right?
Yeah, but it's not doing a school there.
It's the heart pumping blood. So first it goes into one of the aortas from the body, goes into the heart, the left atrium, then the left ventricle. Then it pumps into the lungs, comes back into the left atrium, and goes to the left ventricle, going to the pulmonary valves into the body. And the heart does that again and again and again.
It pumps restlessly, and people still think when you ask it like a kindergarten child, what does the heart do? They show it as like this, and that's the heart shape. But actually, the heart is like a cone shape, the actual heart.
Here is the shape of the heart. Looks more like a dome cone shape than a normal heart shape that you guys know as a shape.
So now you understand it.
Okay, it's time for the next question.
The next question is, what happens when you eat so much?
Your lungs start slopping off from work due to that there's too much food for it to just process and do the digesting, and your digestive system will become more prone to eating. So you feel hungry very, very fast. Like you just ate about a wealthy, good breakfast, and then you go inside the fridge, you're hungry, and you ate a little sandwich. Then you came back into the fridge after 1 hour and ate some Nutella with bread, and then you came back. So this is what will happen if you ate too much food. Then your digestive system will become more prone to eating, and more prone to eating means more fat, and more fat means becoming obese, and obese means dying.
So there's a chain reaction of things. So try and eat the right amount of food.
And even small amounts of food could still mean die. So eat the medium, the good one for you, the one that wouldn't equal die.
So now the next question is, what happens when you have diarrhea?
So your poop becomes watery because there's too much water inside your poop because of your large and small intestine didn't take enough water from the poop. If they have, it will be solid poop and the one that you mostly know. But if they didn't, it will be completely watery. And if it's very serious, call call the doctor ASAP. I mean, as soon as possible.
So that shows that don't eat too. If you eat lots of carbohydrates, and you don't drink enough water, in that food, the body has to squeeze water out. It collects the nutrients with the water inside. But when you eat and then your whole body, when you eat carbohydrates, your whole body wants to collect the whole energy. When your body is squeezing it, your digestive system has a hard time because your food is moving too fast for them to collect any water or nutrients, which makes you feel like you need to eat more. And you eat more, and that still happens.
And your poop has to be still medium, because if it's too solid, it will lead to constipation, and that poop will be inside your intestines for a long term of time.
And it will be hard to push it out. So get this, you should drink water when you are eating, understand, to not have constipation. And please lower those carbohydrates so that you won't have diarrhea. And the next question, Kende, has to do with your skeletal system. How many bones does a baby have? Watch our skeletal system to know more about that. 300 bones. 300 bones. And how many does an adult have?
206 bones.
Can you explain why the child has more bones than the adult?
It's because of the bones fused together when you grow up, making longer and bigger bones.
So that's why the child has more bones than an adult, because they fuse together to make bigger and stronger bones.
So that's the reason why.
Now, the next question. So we all know that we have 5 sense organs. The eyes for seeing, the nose for smelling, your ears for hearing, and your tongue for tasting, and your skin for touching and feeling things. So, all these organs. Now, which category of systems do they belong to?
The nervous system.
And that's correct. The nervous system is a system only made to feel the environment and talk to the parts of the body. Like, let's say that your hand is touching some hot cocoa or hot tea. Now, your nervous system tells your brain, or your touch tells your brain, this is hot. Help me remove my hand. And your brain removes the hand. Understand? So it's just like the brain calling you. The nervous system is just like the brain calling the phone on the parts of the body.
And when you're in the jungle and a snake starts coming, then your nervous system sees the snake with your eyes, then it tells the brain, please move my legs so I can run away from the snake, and your legs start moving.
So that's how everything works. Your brain is the boss and the center of everything. So
that is the brain in business.
Next question is, and this question has to do with the lungs, your digestive and your respiratory system. We all know that they are both connected in some way.
Yeah.
But what makes our favorite hamburger not enter into our lungs?
In the epiglottis. It is in the middle of the esophagus, and note to self that both of the respiratory and digestive system are connected. So the epiglottis come in hand. So when you are eating food, your favorite hamburger, it enters your epiglottis. Doesn't go inside your windpipe. No. It blocks the way to the windpipe and makes it go to your food pipe.
Now the question is, Kinde, how does your favorite hamburger go through your body? Is there anything pushing it to go through it? To your stomach?
It is gravity. The gravity pushes the food down inside your stomach.
But what if you're swallowing and you're upside down?
Then your body forces the food to go inside your stomach. Because of the gravity will then be pushing upwards, not downwards. And your body depends on that gravity. So since the gravity is going up, it finds a new direction and starts compressing so the food can go inside the stomach.
It's the same way like squeezing a tub of toothpaste. You know, you squeeze it and the toothpaste comes out. It's the same way that the body squeezes it and the food comes to the stomach.
So it's time for the next question.
No, there will be no other questions. But we have one fun fact for you guys. Did you know that human beings originated from Africa? And that's the reason why this is here. And plus, we are doing the next video is gonna be Africa. And it will be explaining how human beings originated in Africa.
So we have come to the end of this video. Please subscribe to make us happy and ring the notification bell. Stay home, stay safe, have fun, watch more of our videos to become very, very smart. And bye guys,
And have a happy day.